All right. So hello everyone. My name is Maciej, and I work at JetBrains on the Scala plugin team, as you can see. And today we will be talking about what tools JetBrains offers us as Scala programmers, Scala developers. And first of all, of course, it will be AI Assistant, our flagship tool. But we will be talking also about AI-powered code completions. Something about Melum, which is our large language model that we offer open source, and then Junie, another big AI agent we develop. And since we will be talking about AI agents, I wanted to say something about MCP as well. The talk will mainly consist of live coding, those slides, and a bit of recorded, edited videos, because in case of Junie actually takes a lot of time to, send request, get data, do something, send request again, test it, and so on. So in case of Junie, I just tried to pre-record it and make it smaller and faster for you. But first, let me just make some quiz and show of hands. Please raise your hand if you ever used any AI assistance, any tooling while coding. Okay, everyone. So I don't have to tell you because I don't only consider that about IDE, but also platforms like Mistral or ChatGPT. Okay, have you used AI assistant from JetBrains? Okay. Junie as well. Last one. And another AI software, other IDE, other AI tools. Cool. All right. So, but first, so for the purpose of this talk, I coded a game of Snake in libgdx and Scala. Scala free. This is quite small, but I hope it's visible. You can see that, the problem was that I didn't want to show you something on a program that is too simple, because it would undersell what AI Assistant and Junie can do, but also working on something on a big framework that would require too much describing and too much explanation of what I'm actually doing. So it turned out that it's the best to simply write my own program. And here's the game. We have a snake moving on a board. The board is isometric. Those are actually features that I would like to talk about more in a few minutes. So the snake can be controlled by arrow keys, left and right. It moves around and it eats Scala logos and grows when it does. It also wraps around the board, as you can see. And in a situation when it collides with itself, like this, then the game ends and you can see the score. So this is the finished version of this game. Here we have a Git plugin in IntelliJ. And I can just check out the unfinished version that is a bit like somewhere in the past. Somewhere during the development. And now if I play it, you can see that, okay, I can still control this little guy, but it doesn't care if it's on the board or not. And if I go, oh no, I can't, right? Okay, maybe I'll just tell you. It doesn't eat any Scala logo, even if I'm somehow be able to do it, to put it on the same, like now, let's say. So let's stop it. So yeah, this snake crawls. It kinda, my controlling kinda works, but that's all. It doesn't. It goes over the board. It doesn't detect any collisions either with Scala logos or with itself. And so let's write that code for the snake using different things. So a snake. If I go to models here, here's the snake class, and that snake contains a body of a list of tuples, named tuples. We fully support named tuples. And there are snake there, which is like a direction in which the snake crawls. Here's the snake, the crawl method. If in such corner case, that shouldn't really happen when the snake really doesn't exist, then we do nothing. But if there is a head, at least one tile is our snake, then we create a new head, we create a new body, but adding that new head to the body, but the body loses its tail. And that's our new snake, so that's how we can, it moves from one update to another. What we need to do now is, first of all, add the board here, and having the board, we can write a method that will take those coordinates for the new head and will wrap around that board. And we will call it private def wrap coordinates. It already knows what I'm doing because I did it at least like 500 times already. And this is, now I can do exactly this. So if we are over 0 somewhere there, then we will just move to the board size -1. If we are on the other side, we are going to the index of the board side, then we get 0, and then we return that tuple, and that tuple goes in this place. So this will be wrap coordinates. First is the board, then it's head. Oh yeah, here I also should add the board because at least this shouldn't be board size, it should be board dot size. Yes. So, as you can see, it's not perfect, but it helps. Wait. Of course I messed up. Okay, so we don't need a board here really, but what we need is here at the end, board size. Now, we can run it and see how it works. Yes, one more thing you have to do is to actually update the snake with the board. This is inside the board class, the update method. And let's now try it out. So it's moving, it's getting here, and it's getting on the other side. All right, as you can see, I used both classic and AI suggestions. By classic code, I mean that when I wrote that board here, adding it to the crawl method, it already, I got a suggestion that it should be of the type board. Here, type annotation, also I'm adding snake. That's easy, but AI code completions are a bit more smart, of course, because it's AI. So what we can do is, maybe let's go this way. You can first notice this little widget here, AI widget, that it tells you what's your quota. It tells you if it works in the offline mode, so it doesn't connect to the internet and don't really send any requests. Completion policy, this is so that we can make our AI assistant more focused. So for example, if I get like a println method, and inside the println method I add some parameter, then AI assistant will surely tell me, okay, you need toString method on that parameter. But if you change it to creative or of balanced, you can get some more interesting things. You can go to settings from here. So exactly this will get you to tools AI assistant. But what we do now, we would like to go to completion, inline completion. And this will also go like this. Like you can see here that we can have completions that are local, meaning when the whole IDE is working only without the connection to internet, or if you simply, it is connected but you don't want your AI to be connected to the internet, you can use it and then disable this one about cloud completion. In case of local connection, you just need to download the model specifically for Scala here. In case of cloud completion, you can check like what type of completions you want for what language, or you can try universal completion for everything. These are usually better, more robust. The local ones are usually a bit simpler, but well, it's a trade-off. Like, is your company a bit paranoid about the code, the prompts and the data it sends or not. Then there are those other indicators, other checks here. They are about how the completions are presented on the screen in the editor, especially this one here, enable automatic completion on timing, means that right now, if let's go back here. If I write those wrap coordinates again, you can see that it actually, yeah, now it thought out about something else, but it happens while I'm typing. If I unmark that part of code, the one the check I just said about, then it will not do this. It will only wait for me to use a shortcut. That shortcut is on Mac. It's Option, Shift, and backspace, and only then AI Assistant will tell me, okay, my idea, what you want to have here is this code. So yeah, I find it useful both ways. Like sometimes it's when I write some more boilerplate code, then it's okay to have those completions right away. Sometimes though, it's better if I first, for example, complete the declaration of a method and then ask AI Assistant for like, okay, what would you do here? But there's also this one, the AI chat with this button in this place. What you can do here is you can check, you can talk to your AI assistant. For example, I told you what the curl method does. We can say explain what maybe AI assistant will be also able to say something. And here you can add the code base that the answer should be based on the code in this current file, but you can also add more files here. If I do that, collecting content, collecting answer, okay. And yeah, purpose, how it works, what is the result of calling it, and so on and so on. So okay, now we have a snake that moves around the board. Let's use AI Assistant again to write the logic which lets the snake eat the coin, because right now it can move over the board. It can't move over the board, but when there's a Scala logo on the place, so this is the coin, then it will just go through. So how to do it? We can do it, for example, by one big update, but one big prompt, or maybe better it will be if I do it in a few smaller ones. Let's go here. If I now click Control Backspace, I will have an in-editor prompt. I can maybe close this here. And let's do it by cheating a little bit, because I have those prompts prepared here. So yeah, create a new immutable field hasCoin boolean in the snake class and set it by default to false. So yeah, patches. So and that's it. Change direction. So I need to, every time I create a new snake, then this new field hasCoin have to be used. And I can go and check all the places where it was used. For the apply method, like the default one, the hasCoin is false by default. Let's do this. Then point 2 is in the board update method. If the snake head is on the same position as a coin, update the snake in the board and change the set coin to true. So we like eat the coin, eat the Scala logo, and then we update this hasCoin here, which should be a var, but now it's val. Let's see what happens if I just board update. Yes, if I put it in this place. So yeah, this is fairly easy. Oh, and no, actually, I said it wrong. It can be a val, because snake is every time we update we call the curl method, or we update the, we create a new snake, then we create, well, we just update with new parameters, so it never has to be changed in place. This is different from this little snake here that is actually a variable. And the last thing, it needs to be done. So now we detect a Scala logo on the board, and then if the snake crawl method, in the snake crawl method, if hasCoin is true, then don't remove the tail, because usually it goes like this, that we have the head, it moves forward, and the tail vanishes, so we move it like this. But now that we know that we ate one Scala logo, then we can, so that was in what? That was in the snake crawl method again. Here I can do it once more. Snake patches. Okay. So yeah, now it shows me also that it made changes in two places. It created, not necessarily, but it created this getHasCoin method and setHasCoin. This is all right. And if hasCoin is true, then we don't use body init. If it is false, then we say new head body dot init. And it is also possible that AI Assistant makes changes to many files, not only this one, and then scrolling through them, I will be moved to main Scala, for example, draw, whatever. But right now, all the changes are in the model Scala. So if now I call run, then we can see here. Okay, let's let it just go through the board here. It goes on this one. Yeah, and now it grows and moves even more. Okay. So as you can see, okay, a few more. This was already done. All right. One thing that we work on right now is next edit suggestions. You can see, let's just go back to this method wrap coordinates. We have, at some point when I was working on the game, I had this bug that the snake went only one tile over the board and then back. And that's because like AI has a problem when there is no feedback. Like it can't really see what's on the screen. So if, for example, I would have to change those, there are two ways that we're working on how to make those code completion more like better, more robust. One thing that usually works is that we can, knowing what is the first code completion that the user wants, we can predict what will be the next. For example, here, if I change one x from 0 to -1, then I will probably want to do the same on the y, and also here on x equals both sides. I would like to probably use something else in this place. So this goes like this. And the second option, second possibility is that we can just be more precise. If I change this -1 to 0, then the next completion is like IntelliJ tells me, okay, you can do, you probably want to do it in the second line as well. Here's a more like a straightforward situation. When I added that ordinal, let's just move a bit. If I add that ordinal, then it adds also ordinal numbers as the second parameters for every month. And then it tells me, okay, you wanted March, and then April, probably you want all the months in the year. So yeah. So this is done because we know we can easily learn, we can easily train our LLM to know some coding patterns, and it can predict next changes when we work, and you probably work on some code that is kind of boilerplate. It doesn't need much creativity. This is very useful for refactorings, adding new parameters, and so on. It's still a work in progress. Maybe it will be added in the next release. We don't know yet. So one more thing I wanted to say is Melum. Melum is that large language model that is behind code completions. So it's completely open source now. You can find at the GitHub repo Melum SDK. It's also available as a model on Olama and on Hugging Face. We have the it's a focal model, which means that it's designed for a single specific purpose, that is the coding. And we are focused on creating a smaller, optimized models starting from this base one. We already have one for Python, we have one for Kotlin. Still, there is not one for Scala, but it's not impossible that it will be in some close future. Yeah, and back to AI Assistant. Still, if we go to AI chat, you saw that before I changed here from, it was edit, I changed it to chat to ask AI chat, AI assistant about the crawl method. Now let's get back to the edit mode. And this is quite similar to how that in editor prompt worked. So you can now, for example, we already detect the code when Snake is going to the tile with the Scala logo. But if we wanted to see that, if we wanted to have the code complete, if we wanted to have it detect the collision with itself, we need something more. Let's go here. So yeah, in the board class, so here, create a new method that will check if the head of the snake is on the same place as one of its other body tuples, so if it hits its own body, and then return the result. The result of that method should be used in the main game loop, and after the board's update, here's the main game loop. All right, and somewhere here should be there should be a possibility that the value of that board update is true, and then the game should stop. So let's do this. So in this case, as you can see, AI Assistant first shows me what it will be doing in like some steps. Then it shows me like, okay, so I need to make changes to models into main. And yeah, it created a method in is Snake colliding with itself. It's returning Boolean. Then I can go and check the main Scala. If board is Snake colliding with itself, then game running false and exit. Okay, accept. Now if I start to play, let's just eat something first. And now let's just curl over. So, bach, bach, yes, and that's the end of the game. All right. And if you want to there are more things that AI Assistant can help you with. You can learn more about it here under AI widget in Discover Features. So there are many topics you can read about. And with that, let's move to Junie. Junie is an agent. So it's also, we have this here quite similar AI chat just called Junie, and whereas AI Assistant is more focused, it assists you in your work in the way that I write some very detailed prompt and it just gives me some code. It's more economical this way. The scope of Junie is much bigger. It's more independent. Every time you give it a prompt, it will make an analysis of that prompt. It will send more requests. It will first gather data, decide what to do based on that, and it engages this LLM on the server much more than AI Assistant. We can see it, well, it's not, I don't want to add any more code here, But actually, the whole game, the finished version as well, was done with Junie from the very start. So here we have, I started it with using libgdx liftoff, the tool that creates a project, and I can. So yeah, we're using Scala here, and then Java version 17. Okay, that's not as necessary. Snake libgdx is the name of the project. All right. And this is how it works when there's nothing. The first prompt given to Junie is to rewrite that Java code to Scala, because even though I added there that we should be able to work in Scala, the template code is in libgdx is still in Java. So yeah, it creates a plan, it changes things in build Gradle, then you can see I tried to squeeze it a bit and removed certain parts, but you can easily see now that, okay, the main code is now in Scala. Now, then another prompt is to generate an isometric board, which takes a little longer, and the plan is much more complicated. And the board is like a 8x8, so like a chessboard, but without black and white tiles. Instead, each tile has a border that is black, but the tile itself is white. Well, it didn't work well. This is this part where I had to do some manual modifications, because it's kind of difficult for Junie to work when the feedback is only coming through me, because I see what's on the screen. It's different if I work on code that I can write unit tests for, and then Junie can run those tests and tell me, and then see if the tests are succeeded or not. So yeah, starting from here, we add actually unit tests and run them. Okay. Then we create the snake method, the snake apply method, and these are the tests. So we create we now have to create a snake. We have to add it to the board, and then display the snake on the board. So there are some problems with how it works, and then if the tests don't work or the compilation doesn't work, then Junie tries again by itself. I don't have to do anything. And yeah, after that, we can ensure the snake wraps over the board. We can add all those features I was talking about that I did with AI Assistant. Here, Junie does it by itself, and in the end, we get everything ready just as it was before. And one thing that I wanted to talk to you about as well is that you can think more to Junie to make it more careful, like even more time spent in thinking and in gathering data. You can also switch between brave mode or not brave mode. Well, it's important that if your code really works on something that requires some comments to the file system or some HTTP request, then maybe you should stay vigilant and just accept if every such request. But in case that we simply edit code files, then I think it's totally okay with calling the breakpoint. Also, if you go to Junie here in the settings, you can go to action allow list and add certain, comments like git checkout, git push, and so on, that Junie doesn't need to ask you if it can do it. And one more thing, there are models under Junie is now capable of using 2 versions of Sonnet and 1 GPT-5. Same with AI Assistant. In fact, in AI Assistant, you can choose among many other models. Also can set up local models as long, well, if you can find them on Ollama, LM Studio, or OpenAI. One thing maybe, because I experimented with it, even with a strong laptop, it's maybe not the best idea to run the LLM on the laptop and then use IntelliJ IDEA on the same laptop. It really, I could probably hit my house with this. But if it's a good thing if, for example, your company doesn't want to send data to some third party, but you have a server somewhere in the building, and you can then put the LLM there and connect your AI assistant this way. All right. So since there was here one more thing, there's Junie MCP server, and also Junie has MCP settings. Let's talk about it for a moment. Okay, so yeah, MCP, Model Context Protocol. It means that we have some software, for example, IntelliJ IDEA, and it can be used by LLM through that protocol, MCP. The protocol specifies three things. So that's tools, which are functions that the client, the LLM, can use, can call. There are resources, which are descriptions of what the given software is about and how the LLM can use it. And this in turn gives the LLM some context data that, okay, this IntelliJ IDEA, for example, I can use it to write some code, even if it's on another server, or it can give me some information about that code, and then I can do something with that. And there are also prompts, which are like templates of prompts, really, because instead of making that LLM figure out how to use the software, you can just say, okay, this is how you can actually do it. And then some other software, which is connected to an AI agent, can request that that AI agent performs some action. That AI agent then asks about the capabilities of the of the IntelliJ IDEA through that model context protocol. Then it gets the some response with the description, what can IntelliJ IDEA do for that AI agent, and then can perform that action and then get the result of that. On the other hand, because we have Junie AI agent on the side of the IntelliJ, it can also work both ways. We can have that some other software, whatever. For example, we had experiments with the cloud desktop application. And if that some other software also presents MCP data, then Junie can use it to do something. You can read more, of course, on its own webpage and also on the IntelliJ IDEA help pages when you just type in MCP, and you will see what we can tell you about it. We have this also our MCP proxy server, also free, open source, and you can take a look inside. I would like to finish this talk. How much time do I have? 6 minutes, great. Yeah, I would like to tell something about how to use AI tooling, AI assistants for coding. First of all, be careful about the prompts. Try to make them precise, and try to, if there's like one big prompt you would like to write because you try to be precise, then try to split it into a few. Actually, thanks to this, because we are thinking about the prompts, then it kind of also LLM starts to be something else, like not really AI assistant or Junie can only help you by actually writing the code, but it can become this decade-known tool that is a rubber duck that you talk to it. You just like write, okay, I want this code that works this, that does this and that. And thanks to the very fact that you just try to describe it very carefully, that already may help you, even without running that prompt. You just figure out things in your head. And check the results often. Both, like I think all LLMs, create code that are quite messy, and they are only interested in that the tests will run, that something that it will compile, that the run method will show something on the screen. As you saw, that first point where the board was just like somewhere there in the corner instead of being centered. There are some limits to what LLM can do. It's every time you make that prompt, which should be somehow split into many things, just look at those results, refactor them already, try to think what are the mistakes, what can be the bug, if there can be any bugs inside it. So it should be like a cooperation. You shouldn't just vibe coding. You shouldn't just let your LLM do everything for you. That wouldn't work. And don't let AI review it for work. If there is a code written by AI, don't just say, please write me unit tests for that code, because especially if there is a bug in that code, then AI will create tests that will work when that bug is there, and it will stop working when you fix the bug. That's, yeah, well, you gave me that code, I just wrote the test for them. So no, actually the unit tests that are created by AI are often low quality. They are just like really unit, like very little unit. It's better to have your own idea about how to test it. But of course, you can ask, okay, so but how can I have tests without like if I can't have the code, so how can I have this? Well, there is this also an old technique called TDD, test-driven development, or you can simply write tests first and then write the code. And actually, this is where I think Junie can help you a lot, because this is how you can you don't have to write those tests totally manually, just write a prompt that, okay, I will write some production code that will do this and this. First, write me a test that will test if that code would work. And that makes you avoid that bias, that you have some production code that can be messy and buggy, and then you write tests that just run when that code, well, works. Like, so if you have the test first, then your production code will be written by your AI assistant or Junie in a way that actually will be tested by those tests, and then Junie will know if something is wrong and will be able to fix it, or at least help you fix it. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you very much. These are all the links. You can go to our webpage, you can go to our social media, and on the blog JetBrains.com, there are special special pages for Scala and AI. That's it.
Thank you for the excellent talk. My question is, if I understood correctly, that if you want to use MCP exposed by IntelliJ, you either use Junie or no?
Those are two separate things, and I know that they are easy to mix. So you have MCP server here. You can enable it, and then you can use the IntelliJ IDEA from somewhere else, from an LLM or somewhere else. And if you use Junie, you can go to MCP settings here, and you can add any MCP server. There's like this repository that has a long list of MCP servers that Junie can use. So like two separate things.
I see, but in IntelliJ, the element of IntelliJ that can consume MCP is Junie only, or
yes.
Okay. So if I wanted to use MCP services exposed by IntelliJ, I could either use Junie or set up something on my own.
No,
right?
if you don't have to have Junie to have this MCP server here enabled. So then something else on another, if I go here, some other software can use IntelliJ. So, but if you want to have Junie with IntelliJ to use some other software, well, then yes, then you need Junie. But this is this part. This is where Junie uses something else exposing MCP protocol. But you don't need Junie if you want your other LLM use IntelliJ.
I see. Okay. I've seen that in the easier mode, not Junie, the code assistant, you can configure plenty of existing LLMs and also the local ones.
Yes.
But is there any support for running something like Junie, but not Junie? I mean, some agentic framework. IDEA.
Right now, I don't think so.
Okay.
But in JetBrains, it really changes very quickly, and we are working on using MCP in much more than we use it now. So in a few months, it may change.
I see. Thanks again.
Yeah, expect big updates in this fall. There are big developments upcoming, so your questions might have some positive answers.
Thank you.
So unfortunately, we're over time.
I am now in the booth, in the IntelliJ, in the JetBrains booth, and you can come there and ask questions and play Snake as well.
Thanks a lot, Maciej.